This topic is occupational lung diseases. Okay, so occupational lung diseases are the frequent questions which is asked in your exam, and it is also important for your practice also. Okay, so there are various different type of the occupational lung diseases. So what is exactly occupational lung disease? So today we're going to learn about occupational lung disease, type, etiology and management on the treatment. This is the part 1 of the occupational lung diseases. There are various subtypes in occupational lung diseases. So we are going to divide it into part 1 and the part 2. Part 1 I am taking today, part 2 I am taking tomorrow. So occupational lung disorder are defined as the disease of the lung which is arising out of and in course of the employment, or damage to the lung which is caused by the dust or the fumes or the noxious substances inhaled by the workers in certain specific occupation is known as the occupational lung diseases. So occupational lung diseases is lung diseases which occur because of the certain type of the occupation. So like if the peoples are working in a mines, they may be suffer from some other type of the lung diseases, or if someone is working in a dust, they may suffer from the lung diseases. So Ramazini, which is called as the father of occupational medicine, he first described breathlessness among the handles of the grains, like pollen grains में जो लोग काम करते हैं, that is. So in 1730. So in ancient time, it is said that कि जिसको अगर punishment देनी होगी, so they send the worker to the coal mine worker या फिर कहीं पे dust में काम करने के लिए भेजते थे due to the punishment देने के लिए in ancient time. The higher class people don't work in a coal mines and in a dust. So as a punishment way, they gives the treatment to the people. So Ramazini is found that the people who work in certain type, like in a dust or in a pollen grains, they have started symptoms like dyspnea or breathlessness. So he first described as a occupational medicine. So what are the factors which inhalation exposure? So that there are the determinants of inhaling the exposure. So obviously particle size and the how much you expose. These are the main factor which is responsible for the lung diseases. But the particle size of air, there are different type of the particles with different size of the particles in the air. But the particle size of the air contaminates more than 10 to 15 mu diameter. They do not penetrate beyond the nose and the throats. So larger particles do not penetrate our nose and the throat. But like if the coarse mode fraction, so these particles are divided into the three size fractions. So what are these? The coarse mode fraction, fine mode fraction, ultra fine fraction. So first is the coarse mode fraction. This is very important. So coarse mode fraction, the particle size of 2.5 to 10, which contain the crystal elements such as silica, aluminum or iron. They are mostly deposited in the higher in the bronchobronchial tree. Okay, but the particle size is less than 2.5 is carried to the lower airway and get deposited. So it deposit in the alveoli, it deposit in the bronchial, it deposit in the capillaries. So what are these particles? These are particles, maybe the gases or the fumes. Whereas in third cases, there are the ultra fine fraction. So it is less than 0.1 diameter which deposit in the lung and they come in contact with the alveolar wall. However, particle of this size range may penetrate into the circulation and carry to the extrapulmonary side. So less than 0.1 particle is the most harm particle which affect your circulation also, alveolar wall also. So once particle deposit in the respiratory tract, the particles, our clearance mechanism, if they able to clear that, able to protect our lung, so these particles can be transferred into the by coughing or the sneezing. But if not, if they not able to resist that particle, so they particle deposit into the within a 24 hours by the mucociliary mechanism. Through such clearance may be prolonged in the airway and they damaged. They damage your lung, they damage your alveoli, they damage your bronchial. like the cigarette smoke or the fumes or any other particles which is less than or zero point 0.2 or 2.5 to 10. So such clear particle is either cuffed or swallowed. As I earlier said, if our body clearance mechanism are strong, if they able to resist that, so they cuffed out particles or the swallowed the particles. So they did not affect our alveoli or they did not affect our lung. But if not, then they reach beyond the cilia and there is a production of mucus. And they cleared much more slowly. Deposition occur predominantly at the bifurcation of the alveolar duct, and if the particle contact with the alveolar wall. So also it depends on the size of the particle and what type of the particle is. They penetrate into the circulation and also it carried to the extrapulmonary cells. Okay. These are the mechanism which is responsible to affect our lung. Okay. So there are, as I said, different type of the classification. So mainly two, that is the inorganic and the organic. हम लोग ये सब पढ़ने वाले हैं आगे जाके. So that inorganic is pneumoconiosis, silica, asbestos, coal, talc, silicate, ferrum, barium, tin. These are the inorganic particles which affect our lung tissue, and organic grain dust, cotton, pollens, etc. Okay. So first is pneumoconiosis. Pneumoconiosis come in a very long-term questions in your exams, like 20 or 15 marks के लिए question आता है. So what is pneumoconiosis? So it was first coined by the Zenker. It defined as the lung inhalation of lung diseases caused by the inhalation of the dust that are breathed in and deposit in the deep in the lung, which causes the damage. So what are that dust particles? So mainly there are three type of the dust particles they define as. First is the common pneumoconiosis, which called as the asbestosis, coal worker pneumoconiosis, and the silicosis. There are other different type also, like in a mixed dust form. So maybe coal worker plus silicosis also present. Maybe coal worker plus asbestosis it also present. So there are presence of the mixed dust. But these three are the common dust which causes the pneumoconiosis. So first we are going to see about the asbestos related diseases. So what is this? It also come in a question form. It's a generic term for the different type of the mineral silicate, which include the chrysolite, amosite, anthophyllite, and the prozidolite. So these are the disease which affect the lung, which worked in a mining or the manufacturing product. So many workers in the shipbuilding and the construction trades, which include the pipe filter and the boil marker, so they are exposed with this type of the diseases. So mainly asbestos is used in the thermal and the electrical insulation properties. It also used in the manufacture of the fire smoothing blanket and the safety garment as a filter for the plastic material or in a cement and the floor tiles and in a friction material such as brake and the clutch lining. So whenever the worker work in these type of the mining or the thermal or the electrical factor or the electrical company, government nowadays they have like compulsory कि mask पहनने ही है while doing such type of the work, because in recently or in ancient time these are saying that these type of the disorders are increasing day by day because the peoples are working in a garment factory or in a fire smoothing blanket or in an electrical and the thermal industry. So diseases are increasing. That's why government now compulsorily told them to take a precaution. So it is first used in a extensive in 1930, which is starting in a 1975. It was mostly replaced with a synthetic minor fibers such as fiberglass or the slag wool. But it continued to be used, increasing in the developing world. As I said, it is continuously working. So major health problem because of these, it caused in a pleura. it causes in the respiratory tract and in the peritoneum. So it causes the pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis is the irreversible process, even the cancer of the respiratory tract. So it's a health hazard. So mainly it causes the diffuse interstitial fibrosis disease of the lung, which directly related, it also related to the intensity and the exposure. So exposure has take place for at least 10 years before the disease become manifest. So it's not like that if people working in a mine factory for the 1 year, or if they started working, so they may suffer from this type of the disorder. It slowly progress. So maybe you see the symptoms or you see the lung affection by the 10 years after the disease manifestation. Mainly it is the complication because the patient may die of the hypoxic respiratory failure or because of the pulmonary fibrosis. So you can see these are the normal airway. Okay, at the right side, at the left side, these are the normal diaphragm and the pleural covering. But in asbestos disease, these are the lung. You can see the fibrosis and the plaque which is in a diaphragm. So fibrosis is the most main complications, or you can say the effect of this asbestos related disorder. So what are the signs and the symptoms? So mainly sign and the symptoms because they directly worked with the asbestos or the adjacent to the other working with the material, or usually very dusty condition and over a prolonged period. So symptoms are mainly the exertional dyspnea, which often with a dry cough, and it eventually gets severe. So earlier sign you can say as the end respiratory crackles, which can be heard in a posterior or in the axillary side. Clubbing of the digit. Clubbing of the digit is not the characteristics of the symptoms, but sometimes you can see the clubbing of the digit. And as the disease reaches to the terminal state, that means in the severe state, you can see the diminished chest wall movement, tachypnea. Tachypnea is the abnormal breathing and evidence of the cor pulmonary. That means the pulmonary, when it affects the lung, it also affects the heart also. So it may be cor pulmonary also, you can see in this type of the disorder with the cyanosis, tall jugular A wave, right ventricular wave, and the gallop rhythm. Gallop rhythm is the abnormal heart sound. So how you will able to diagnose this? So mainly the history. If the people working in mining company or in the plastic company, as I say, people working in this type of environment, they affect this type of the disease very easily. So history taking is mostly important. Chest radiography. The earlier sign of the asbestos is appearance short line shadow about 1 to 3 mm thick, predominantly in the lower zone. Pleural plaque on the chest radiograph, which is characterized by the either thickening or calcification along with the parietal pleura, particularly along with the lower field, diaphragm and the cardiac border. Ground glass appearance seen in the lung field. Here you're not able to see in the proper ground glass appearance. Ground glass appearance means the transparent type of the appearance, but you can see the amount of the fibrosis in the lung tissue. Whereas in high resolution CT scan, it shows the changes in the subpleural line, which is 5 to 10 mm in length, that appear to be parallel to the pleural surface. These are the white lines. HRTC shows the early interstitial fibrosis, and it also demonstrates the peripheral and the basal essential to the fibrosis. So honeycomb appearance. These are type of the honeycomb appearance you can see in the HRCT. And the CT also shows the calcified and the non-calcified pleural disease. Okay, these are the diagnosis, but the main diagnosis purpose is before going to the chest radiography or the HRCT history. With the history and the sign and symptoms, you are able to diagnose this type of the occupational lung diseases. In lung function test, you can see the reduction in the carbon monoxide, vital capacity, and the total lung capacity. Residual volume is normal, but the lung capacity and the vital capacity are decreased. So these are the diagnoses, but how we are going to manage this type of the patient. So there are no specific therapies available for the asbestosis. So you have to give the supportive care and the symptomatic treatment only. If the patient go to the hypoxia, you have to give the oxygen therapy or the chest physiotherapy or the symptomatic treatment. What are the type of the symptoms of the patient? The most complication is the lung cancer because of the fibrosis. So it's an irreversible process. So there is no specific therapy is available. Next occupational disease is silicosis pneumoconiosis. So silicosis is the most common type of pneumoconiosis, which is due to the silica particle, silica dust, which affecting the lung parenchyma and the adjacent lung tissue. It also known as the Potter's rot, which is a form of occupational lung disease which caused by the inhalation of the crystalline silica dust and is marked by the inflammation and the scarring in the form of nodular lesion in the upper lobe of the lung. So you can see the nodular lesion in the upper lobe of the lung. So it was originally used by in a 1817 by the Archile Visconti. Okay, so silicosis pneumoconiosis is occur because of the silica dust. So silicon dioxide or the silica is the most compound in the earth which is found in the crystalline form, which is called as the quartz. So where it is found? So it is found in the mining, tunneling, quarrying, stone masonry, sandblasting, ceramic, brick making, silica floor. So in India, silica floor, brick making, ceramic or the sandblasting, mining and the tunneling is the most common places where people can expose to the silica type of the particle and they causes the silicosis. So main factor which affect this silicosis pneumoconiosis is the first the silica dust, then the duration of the exposure. What are the size of the particle? That's why in a first slide only I tell you about the size of the particle. So this size of the particle is important because you're able to diagnose the patient and you're able to differentiate the patient is in the early stage or the patient is into the terminal stage. So size of the particle is very important. Also the factors which responsible is the distribution of airborne particles and the fibrogenic potential. So these are the main three type of the classification of the silicosis. You can see the acute silicosis, accelerated silicosis or the chronic. What is acute? Acute symptoms may develop over a month. So acute silicosis is developed over a month, which is characterized by the appearance and suggestive of the pulmonary edema. So pulmonary edema is the common characteristics of the acute silicosis. Whereas in accelerated, it is associated with a heavy exposure over a relative short period of a few years. And in chronic, you can see the chronic is the commonest form, but it occurs after a many decade of the exposure. It may occur after the 10 years or the 20 years of the exposure to the relative low level of the silica. So you can see if the patient's coming with the occupation as a mining. So you can see the old age people who are above the 50 years or 60 years, they are mainly affected by this silicosis pneumoconiosis because it is the chronic. So they occur after the many decade of the exposure. So acute silicosis is characterized by the appearance of the pulmonary edema. In chest radiography, you can see the profuse military infiltration or the consolidation. And characteristic of the HRCT pattern is also known as the Krebs waving. हम लोग आगे देखेंगे what is Krebs waving. The disease may be quite severe and progressive despite the discontinuation of the exposure. Whole lung may affect or it may symptomatically relieve and the slow in progression. So acute silicosis, it is mainly asymptomatic, or it may seem the symptoms like dyspnea, but in a very minute format. These are the Craze paving. So the high resolution of the CT scan shows the multiple small nodules consistent with the silicosis, but it also diffuse ground glass density that thicken the intralobular and the interlobular septa. So you can see interlobular and the intralobular septa. So it appears as the polygonal shape. Can you see? These are the polygonal shape. So these are called as the crazy paving. So it's a characteristics of the acute silicosis. Whereas in accelerated silicosis, it is exposure over a relatively short period to a few years. In a radiologically, you can see irregular upper zone fibrosis presentation in the X-ray or in the HRCT. Whereas in chronic silicosis, it's a long-term, less intense exposure, small round opacity in the upper lobe may be appearing in the chest radiography after 15 to 20 years of the exposure, usually without the associated with the impairment of the lung function. Calcification of the hilar node, it occurs in 20% of the cases, which shows the X-shell pattern. And silicotic nodule, which not visible in the chest X-ray, but it visible in the HRCT. So opacity you can see. Okay, these are the chronic silicosis. So how it occurs? So mainly the pathogenesis of it is the inhalation of the crystalline silica, which interact with the epithelial cell and the macrophages, which release the mediator. So these are the mediators. So fibrogenic cytokines or the oxygen-derived free radicals, TNF, fibronectin, these are the mediators which release and which causes the fibrosis. So ultimately fibrosis occurs. These occur in the asbestosis also, even in silicosis also, and even in the Kohlwerker pneumoconiosis also. So these pathogenesis are common in the occupational lung disease of the pneumoconiosis. Okay. So the symptoms you can see in silicosis is persistent cough, dyspnea on exertion, chest pain, weakness, and the tiredness. Diagnosis: patient history, which reveal the exposure to sufficient silica dust to cause this illness. Chest X-ray. So physical examination is unmarkedly, as I said, you're not able to see the clumping or cyanosis. It may present in some cases or it may not present in some cases. So history is most important, then the chest X-ray. And the pulmonary function test is important, where you can see the limitation of the airflow, decreased diffuse capacity, or the decreased lung capacity you can see in the PFT. Complications. Silicosis, when it's present with a simple silicosis, it not causes any complications. But when it causes to the simple silicosis to the complicated format, so it causes the complication. So most common complication is the tuberculosis, so which also called as the silicotuberculosis. Second is the chronic bronchitis and the airflow limitations, fungal lung infection, emphysema and the pneumothorax, esophageal compression, then the atelectasis, chronic respiratory failure, recurrent chest infection, lung abscess, hydropneumothorax, chronic or pulmonary, and the lung cancer. So these are the common complications which you can see in the silicosis. So people mainly affected or mainly die because of the complications, not because of the affection of the silicosis. So management, as I earlier said, it is an irreversible and the progressive condition. It also has a no cure. So we mainly focus on the alleviating the symptoms and the preventing the complication. Like including we can tell the patient to stop exposure to the silica or other lung irritant, including the tobacco smoking. So chest physiotherapy, which help in the bronchial drainage of the mucus, oxygen therapy to treat the hypoxemia, bronchodilator to facilitate the breathing, lung transplantation if there are the lung damage at the lung tissue, some part of the lung tissue if damaged, they do the lung transplantation. But it generally occur in the silicosis or the occupational lung diseases. Mainly the multiple part of the lung tissues causes the fibrosis. So the lung transplantation is not a procedure done on that cases. But if certain part of the lung, like if the lower lung is affected, not the upper lung, so they may do the lung transplantation, or they may like lobectomy they can done. Okay, any confusion? Third important is Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. It's common in India because there are many people who work in the coal mica factory. So these are the dust which contain the mixture of the coal, mica and the silica. So it also affects the underground coal miners which occur in any place where the worker is exposed to the high level of the coal dust in poorly ventilated condition. So you can see in the movie also where worker is working in a coal dust. So there is a poor ventilation. So they are not able to proper ventilation or proper oxygen contained. It's very less. So they are affected with the Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. So the pathogenesis is the same. So the silica, coal or asbestosis is affect the macrophages. That is there are changes in the mitochondria, and the changes they affected in the lung tissue, epithelial cell, and mediator released. So the mediator affect the microblastis and causes the fibrotic changes. It also increases the collagen fiber, and which increases the fibrotic response. So usually Kohlberger pneumoconiosis, it's two format, simple and the progressive. Simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis and progressive is the complication or the massive fibrosis. So first image is the simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis, and the second is the progressive massive fibrosis. So what is simple form? In a simple form, you can see the prolonged exposure to the coal dust for the 15 to 20 years. Small rounded opacity develop, usually not associated with the pulmonary impairment. So pulmonary impairment is not seen in the simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. Generally, these are the people which is asymptomatic, and often if you see the radiological image or the chest X-ray, you can diagnose the patient as a simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis, but they are not having any type of the symptoms, even not dyspnea, even not cough, no any symptoms. But when they slowly progresses, the disease slowly progresses, they land up into the complicated Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. So in a complicated format, they are starting with the symptoms. So in a simple form, you can see these type of the focal aggravation of the coal dust laden macrophages. Okay. Coal macule is the diagnosis of the simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. So can you see these coal macules in a lung tissue? You can see this in a HRCT. So this focal macule consists of a collection of coal dust in a pigment laden macrophages which around the respiratory bronchioles and the tapering off towards the alveolar duct. So it affects the bronchioles, it affects the capillary, it affects the alveolar duct. But generally it is asymptomatic. Some patient you can see the minute cough or the sputum, but generally there are many patients which showing the no symptoms in a simple Kohlberger pneumoconiosis. But whereas in a complicated format, the nodule is appearance 1 centimeter in diameter on the chest radiography and which conform to the upper half of the lung. It's a name as a complicated format. So it's a severe lung deficit which causes the COPD. So it occur after the many years which underground the mine work. So fibrotic scarring, so you can see the blackish type of the lung. So because of the fibrosis, because of the skin appearance, which progressively called the massive fibrosis. Okay. So predisposing factor, as I said, the older age of the minor. These type of the symptoms you cannot see in a early age, like in our 20s or in the 30s. You can see these type of the occupational lung hazard in a age above the 50 or the above the 40. So even the severity of the coal dust burden, which affect, these are the main factors. Prolonged exposure, that is more than the 3 years, and the tuberculosis. If the person is having the tuberculosis, it may causes the complication as a tuberculosis, or the patient having a tuberculosis are main risk factor to expose these type of the disorder. And the silica dust. So clinical features, you can see the chronic cough or the sputum production are more common. Dyspnea, edema of the lower extremity, and some cases you can see the crackles and the clubbing. In simple cold worker pneumoniasis, you can see only sometimes it's cough or the sputum, sometime. But in a complicated, you can see the severe respiratory impairment. So, the cold worker pneumoniasis, these are the mainly clinical features. As I said, the complications of the cold worker pneumoniasis is the severe respiratory impairment. So you can see the black type of the sputum also sometimes with the edema in the lower extremity. And in auscultation, you can see the crackles, or in the sign, you can see the finger clubbing. So Kaplan syndrome. Kaplan syndrome is the main, you can see the complications, or these are the syndrome is found mainly with the cold worker pneumoconiosis people. So what are these? So it's also known as the rheumatoid pneumoconiosis. So it's the combination of the seropositive rheumatoid arthritis and the characteristic pattern of the fibrosis. So it although first described in a coal miner worker, and it's subsequently found in a patient with a variety of the pneumoconiosis. So in a time, it is firstly found in a coal miner worker. So if the person is suffering from a coal worker pneumoconiosis, the Kaplan syndrome is very common. So the few minor, especially those with the rheumatoid arthritis or with the rheumatoid factor in their blood, develop a well-defined round lesion that grows to about 2 to 3 centimeter in diameter, and it larger also. So the rheumatoid arthritis with coal worker pneumoconiosis, which causes the Kaplan syndrome. So they are usually multiple and have marked tendency to cavitate. They often occur in the background of a no simple pneumoconiosis and in a minor with a relatively low dust exposure. So these are called as the Kaplan lesion and their combination with the rheumatoid disease. So if you have to remember the Kaplan syndrome, you have to remember the Kaplan syndrome is the combination of the rheumatoid pneumoconiosis and the cold worker pneumoconiosis. So the prognosis of the Kaplan syndrome is good, and there is no significant functional impairment if not associated with the emphysema. If the patient is associated with the emphysema, it may causes a significant functional impairment. But otherwise, prognosis is good in the Kaplan syndrome. You can diagnose the cold worker pneumoconiosis with a history and the chest radiography. So in an X-ray, you can see the diffuse area and the massive fibrosis. So pneumoconiosis mainly where it is as the asbestos or the silicosis or the coal worker. You can see in the chest radiography the massive fibrosis in 3 conditions. So you can see in the X-ray. Okay, so these chest X-rays shows the coal worker pneumoconiosis, diffuse small, that is 2 to 4 mm light area on both sides of the lung. These are the light area. Okay. Whereas in HRCT, which may reveals the parenchymal nodule and the emphysema and the opacity and the honeycombing appearance. Like in the silicosis, it's showing the honeycombing appearance. Even in a coal worker pneumoconiosis, it's showing the honeycombing appearance. So how you will differentiate it between the coal worker pneumoconiosis and the silicosis or the asbestos pneumoconiosis? So the answer is history. if the person is working in a silicon factory, you can able to diagnose that patient is a silicosis. If a worker in a coal and the dust, you can diagnose the patient as a coal worker pneumoconiosis. So management, no specific treatment for this also. You have to give the symptomatic treatment. Prevention is better than cure, as said. The preventive treatment that you can say the patient ki stop going to the dust or change the occupation, and the oxygen therapy with the chest physiotherapy is important management in these conditions. No one has any question?
No, ma'am. No question.
Okay. So supportive therapy.
ओके मैम, सीओपीडी में मैम ये हेल्पफुल नहीं रहती ना चेस्ट फिजियोथेरेपी?
No, it is helpful. But
उसमें भी
it,
हेल्पफुल है?
yes, it is helpful, but it depends on the severity of the condition. If the patient is in a severe stage, okay, COPD के, so in that situation where patient is continuously coughing, you can't give the chest physiotherapy in that patient, like, because patient already is in a coughing mode.
हाँ, स्पूटम ऑलरेडी बाहर है.
Yes, but in a mild format or in a moderate format, you can give the physiotherapy.
ओके मैम, थैंक्स मैम.
In Kaplan, where the lesion go, okay, in Kaplan syndrome, the lesion go into the all tissue level. So in Kaplan, it is associated with the rheumatic arthritis, I already told. The lesion is cavitate mainly in the lower lung, okay, but it also goes into the upper lung tissue. It also affects the upper lung tissue also.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, air pollution area can cause pneumoconiosis.
Sorry, repeat the question.
Air pollution can cause the pneumoconiosis.
No. The air pollution does not cause the pneumoconiosis. With the air pollution, they causes the different type of the disorders like bronchitis, bronchiectasis, or the asthma. The air pollution causes these type of the disorder. Pneumoconiosis is the severe format, so which causes because of the coal or the mining or the silica dust. They causes the pneumoconiosis. Air pollution doesn't cause that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, most welcome. Any other questions?
हेलो
Yeah.
मैम, एस्बेस्टोस सिलिकोसिस में आपने बोला था कि हार्ट भी अफेक्ट होता है और प्लूरा भी अफेक्ट होता है, तो क्या वो एस्बेस्टोस के वो पार्टिकल्स हार्ट तक भी जाते हैं?
No, these particles
वहाँ
these particle doesn't go to the heart. You have to complete the questions.
नहीं, इतना मैम.
So these particles doesn't go to the heart. Okay. So these particles affect the lung tissue. Okay. So when the lung tissues is affected, they causes, you can say, the load in the heart tissue. So lung में क्या होता है? Oxygenated blood supply, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood आता है, right? हार्ट में जब पल्मोनरी से जाता है, so where they causes the heart and oxygenated and deoxygenated blood का जो ventricles and arteries में supply होता है properly, and they then distributed to the oxygenated blood distributed to the whole our body, right? So when the lung is affected, so they not able to transfer these oxygen and deoxygenated blood into the heart. So they causes the pressure to the ventricles, it causes the pressure to the heart. So it causes the cor pulmonale. Okay, so these are the complications of asbestosis or the silicosis. The lung, that particle, the dust particle does not go to the heart.
ओके मैम.
समझा?
या मैम.
Okay. Any other question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Can occupational disease prevented or avoided lung disease?
Look, in an early stage, as I said, that pneumoconiosis, occupational disorders, you can see the symptoms over a decade. So you can see the symptoms of this patient in a 10 or the 20 years after the affection. But if any patients come to you with a mild cough and you ask the patient, "Okay, what is your occupation?" If he's saying the coal worker, I'm working in a coal company. So you can tell them to take a precautions like the mask wearing or the gloves wearing or ventilation. So take a proper oxygen after working half an hour in a coal. So you can tell that person, or you can tell that person to change the occupation if possible. So in that situation, you can control that. But if the patients come with you at the age of 60 or the 50, and if you ask the questions, what is your occupation? And he says, Ki my occupation is a coal worker, I'm a coal worker miner. And they expose the 10 to 20 years and the fibrotic changes occur already in a lung. So it is difficult to prevent that. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes.
Any other question?
No, ma'am.
Any other question? So should I end this?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
गुड कल हम लोग इसी पे ऑक्यूपेशनल डिसीजेस के बाकी अदर्स जो डिसीजेस रहते हैं वो देखेंगे. ओके
Okay, ma'am.
बाय. हैव अ नाइस डे.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sahari Gowri asked one question. So she was asking if any person has asthma, so due to the occupational diseases can cause his problem more like pneumoconiasis. If the person working, as say, if the person is working in a coal miner or if the person working in a silica particles or where the silica work happening or the coal worker pneumoconiosis where the coal mining has occurred. So if that person is causing the asthma, that person may cause the pneumoconiosis in the further period. Okay, Gauri?
Okay, ma'am.
So I'm ending here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.